I'm going to be very straightforward here and say that of all the things that are taught students in our secular universities, the most damaging thing that's taught is this new concept that there are no differences between the sexes. Boys and girls are exactly the same. The only reason they're different is because we give boys trucks to play with and girls dolls to play with. In other words, there is no such thing as masculinity and femininity. Those things that we call the essential differences between the sexes are merely social constructs. I don't know if any of you've noticed this, but in the old days, when I was young, we used to speak of men and women as the sexes. Today, we must use the word gender. I don't know if you know this, but the word gender is a sort of politically correct jargon term. It was taken from linguistics. And the word gender means a social construct. Why don't they like the word sex? They don't like the word sex for the sexes because it connotes that there's some link between the body and soul. Gender, again, is merely a social construct. There are no essential differences between the sexes. And yet, of all the things they teach at school, this is the most ridiculous. Any free-thinking parent who has raised a boy and a girl will tell you that boys are boys and girls are girls. The essential differences emerge immediately. And yet we try to turn a blind eye to this. We're afraid that if their things are different, they must be somehow unequal. But the sexes complement one another. It's not that one is superior or inferior. They are different. God has made us. You see, it's not just our bodies that are masculine and feminine. It is our souls that are masculine and feminine. We are male or female. Lewis shows this very powerfully in a book he wrote called Perelandra. It's the second part of his space trilogy, in which his hero goes to Venus. And while he's on Venus, he sees the guardian, sort of the guardian angels of Mars and Venus. And as he looks on them, he sees the real essential differences between masculinity and femininity. As we say, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. And what he explains is that they're angels. So they are sexless in the sense that they don't have boy parts and girl parts. And yet, even though they are not male and female, they are still masculine and feminine. There is something in them that speaks of a difference of soul, a difference of essence. He speaks of Mars as being harder, as having a sailor's look that is watching and guarding. But he speaks of Venus as being softer and gentler, like the oceans, like the seas, open and warm, like a breeze going through things. He's trying to capture there the essential differences between masculinity and femininity and showing that they are both